hello everyone. My name is Luis, from Holo-Light. I just want to make a quick tour. Who has ever known of Holo-Light before? Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Okay, because then I will not bother you with too much information. Holo-Light is a software development company, and we focus specifically on mixed reality solutions. That includes MR devices like Microsoft HoloLens and stuff like AR devices like the Dark3 Smart Helmet, for example. And we are focused only on head-mounted displays. And our goal is to offer industrial software solutions. And this also means that we are talking to a lot of companies from the industry, and a big topic here is also the product development. And when we started with pilot projects in 2015 on Microsoft HoloLens, one of the first questions we realized from customers was, how can I visualize my own content? As a designer or engineer, I'm creating new products. And here in Germany, for example, we have a lot of car manufacturers, and they have a lot of stuff to visualize. So we're talking about 3D CAD models. And these 3D CAD models are sometimes very big, and so people were asking us, how can we bring them on HoloLens? How can we visualize them in 3D? And this is quite a challenge, but we started with a proof of concept with a big German car manufacturer, and we made it possible, or we were looking for a way to do this in a very easily and intuitive way, which means you have HoloLens, but you don't have any programming skills. So you need an interface on your normal computer where you can upload a file and where you can kind of reduce it. Because a big problem, I think you all know, CAD files can be very big. And HoloLens is a standalone device. So we have the big problem here that very, very big CAD files, they will not run. And so 3 GB CAD files, sorry, will not work. Hopefully in the future, and in the next 2 or 3 years, this can change. But this was a really, really big challenge for us. So we said, okay, we need kind of a polygon reduction. But we want to keep the same quality. And that's why we created an application which is called Holo-View, which I would like to show to you. I will show you how it works and give you some insights on how our customers are using it. Before that, they were trying to visualize everything on a 2D screen. So they had to make important decisions on a new design, for example, interior design of a car, just by seeing it on a 2D screen. And you as a designer maybe have the imagination, how does it look in 3D, but maybe your decision maker does not have the same thing. So you need to find a good way to present it. They use very huge screens to do that, and they use 3D prints. But 3D prints have two big problems. They are very expensive, and it takes a lot of time to produce them. So this is nothing which we can use for fast prototyping, for a good product development. And yeah, that's why we said, okay, we call it Holo-View, a visualization tool for 3D CAD models, which makes it very simple to visualize this stuff. Here's an example. I have some screenshots for you out of a video. The rotation of moving is a very simple thing, but this thing here, as you can see, 2 people talking about a 3D CAD model which they were able to visualize very fast. So how can you do it? We created a PC uploader for a computer where you have the possibility to just drag and drop your file, and there you go. You have all data of this file, which means a hierarchy. You have several parts of that model. So it's not just one model which you cannot move, rotate, or scale. You can highlight single parts of it, and you can really take a closer look on it. Problem is, of course, we're talking about the visualization here and not about manipulating it. So you can imagine having a 3D model, and for example, maybe some of you have seen the video from Microsoft where they have this motorcycle and they just kind of making a gesture to pull things up and kind of manipulate it in a very cool way. But this is not possible. You can visualize it at the moment, but you cannot change the length, for example, in a very good way. You can scale, you can move, but here we have limits. And this is a problem also for designers, which we are kind of try to avoid by making a very fast way to create it on a computer and put it as fast as possible on a HoloLens. When we're talking about this thing, two things are important: polygon reduction and the number of files or the CAD models you can visualize. Polygon reduction means reducing the polygons, the number of polygons, little triangles, down to a size so that it's so that the frame rate, which means the quality of the application, that everything is running smoothly, is good. We are now able to reduce with Holo-View files that are 500 megabytes, and you can reduce them and visualize them without losing too much quality. Because of course, if you want to show a machine and you reduce it and then it looks creepy, nobody will buy it, and you cannot make good decisions on that. When we're having a look on the files we can visualize, we decided, okay, we need some ISO standards, we need some files that are used in industry, but we need to address as most customers as possible. So we have, for example, the JT file format, which is maybe the most common file format in the automotive industry. We have step files, OBJ files, FBX, CATIA version 5 and 6, SolidWorks, Rhino. I think some of you might have heard of them. We can convert them, reduce them, and there you go, you have your 3D model. One very important feature, and one thing that is very, very important when you want to talk about 3D design, and always whenever you're creating something, a new product, usually there's not only one person making a decision. So you have to communicate and talk to others. And in general, in mixed reality, this is a very important topic. I mean, everybody wants to be on the other side of the world and just come over from Singapore to Munich, for example, in 3D. With Holo-View, we, at the moment, have the possibility to communicate in a room via the same Wi-Fi interface. And beginning of next year, we will have the opportunity to be part as an avatar from all over the world via internet connection. So this is also a great tool to present new products and to work together on a global level. When we're talking about the features, it's not only about visualizing. I mean, it's nice to see something, but you have to work in a good way. And as we have the problem that we cannot manipulate it in a way whatever we want to, we implemented as much CAD functions, which you already know from CAD programs like CATIA, for example. Here a cross-section as an example, so you can just have a layer through a machine, which is very useful to show also the inside. And sorry, before going to the next one. And we have, of course, a lot of other features. I mean, the reason why not taking VR, for example, in this case, is because many customers, that's at least our experience, want to combine the virtual and the real stuff. So that's why we're really talking about mixed reality. You have, for example, a car, and it's empty inside, so there's no engine inside, but you want to see, okay, does my new engine fit there? And here it's very cool that you can just visualize it, and you can make an overlay so that you can, you don't need to make any 3D prints, you just make an overlay, check it, is it fine, does it look good? And this is on a very precise level. So we're talking here really about an overlay from 1 millimeter up to 5 millimeters, which is possible. So how does something like this work if you're a user? Basically, you have three things. One thing is the hierarchy tree, and that's basically how you start. You upload your model on your HoloLens, then you have it in front of you, but you need to see all the single parts, and that's why you have that hierarchy tree, where you can click on, for example, this line here. This could be, for example, just the wheel of a car, which you can now highlight. You can hide the rest completely. You can make it transparent, and that's a way you can really focus on specific things. And second, of course, you need a model. It can be very complex and very big. The size of a file is not depending on the size of the file is not depending on the size of the real object, which means you can visualize a whole plant, for example, or a whole factory, depending on how detailed it is, of course. But you can also, sometimes a car can be very complex, sometimes it's not, and this is something you have to experience. So whenever you have to do with such topics, you have to check the quality of your 3D models. You have to, of course, have these 3D models, because creating them is, for some companies, also a big topic. But you, in order, all you need a 3D CAD model which you can visualize and which fits to the requirements. So from software side, and that's for all the guys out there providing software, it's a challenge. So you see that your expectations fit together with what's possible. And the third thing is a manipulation tool that we have here. So as soon as you selected one part of your machine, you can choose it, and then you click just on move, rotate, or scale. And for example, you activate the axis, move it, and as you can see, you can do that very precisely. So imagine really visualizing the engine of your car and moving it centimeter per centimeter into a direction so that you have the perfect overlay. That's something which is at the moment possible and already gives a great benefit. But product development is not only Holo-View. There is a lot of other stuff which is important. Maybe some of you have seen the talk yesterday from my colleague Alex. He was talking about Stylus, a pen to interact in the 3D world. And this is, of course, something we developed or we saw as a potential and as a need in the industry, because this precision level is very important. And if you're a designer and if you're, for example, visualizing an object, you want to manipulate it a bit, and with a pen, for example, you can show things, highlight things in a better way. You can do it very precise, and that's why also for product development, I mean, if you do it on a paper, you need a pen. And if you do it in 3D, a pen is also the best solution. So I want to show you a short teaser about how Stylus looks like and how you can use it. I think especially the second example here gives some information about it. Okay. No, doesn't work. Guys, can we play the video? Thanks. So with this little thing, we are able to fill a gap which we were not able to fill so far, meaning creating something. Because in Holo-View, you visualize something you've already created. But with Stylus, we add this feature to also add things in a virtual way. And yeah, if you're interested in it, check out holostylus.com. I think this way is very unique, so we are very proud of it. And we wanted to give the community here, the AR and VR community, a very early view on what is our plan. And so we brought this prototype at a very early stage to you. In case you have any questions about our applications or maybe what else we're doing about Holo-View, just come to our booth over there or just ask a few questions now. Yeah, thank you very much.